So, ladies and gents, the Scarlett Johansson Disney suit continues, I guess. The suit itself hasn't continued. They filed a lawsuit, Scarlett Johansson, against Disney for a breach of contract, which I did a report on because it came out of nowhere. It was quite a surprise, in fact. And I do find people's response to this quite interesting. A lot of people are like, oh, to hell with Scarlett Johansson. Why should she deserve money? It's like, I mean, she is paid to do a job. It's a contract. And I get it because we're talking about monumental sums, right? We're talking about massive sums of money. Scarlett Johansson reportedly got 20 million already from Black Widow, and then a lot of people are like, well, Black Widow sucks, so why should she deserve money? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, but okay. That's like saying, you know, you didn't do, I don't know, something pertaining to your job very specifically, or, I don't know, not many customers came in that day whilst you were working at checkout, therefore you don't deserve your full pay. It doesn't gel, you know. It's just if a contract is there, contract is there, regardless whether it benefits people monumentally or not. But anyway, I did a report on this and I said, hey, this is a PR disaster, because it is. And Kevin Feige has now stepped up and surprisingly said something against Disney, and it is surprising. And I guess he's treading a really fine line here between trying to keep his actors happy, who will be looking at this going, this could happen to me. I might have to lose out on $50 million, which is the reported sum she's missing out on. Again, not a small amount, you know. I know she's already got 20 million, and I know, another 50. But still, it's not a small amount, and if you're owed this due to contracts, you'd want it, wouldn't you? I know I would. If I was owed 50 million, I'd want my money. Where's my money? I'd want my money at the end of the day. So this came out as part of some newsletter that a previous, I think it was a Hollywood Reporter editor. Anyway, so Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige is reportedly angry and embarrassed over Disney's response to Scarlett Johansson's lawsuit, because their response was unfortunately really bad. It was piss poor. This is their response. So we'll go back to the actual report in a minute. But Disney said in a statement saying that it fully complied with Ms. Johansson's contract and that the lawsuit is sad and distressing in its callous disregard for the COVID-19 pandemic. Yes, ladies and gents, you heard that right. They used McCovid as the reason for breaking contract. Don't you worry about it, guys. If you don't get paid this week because, you know, people didn't come in your shop that you're employed to work in, it's because of COVID. Like, fuck off. What a garbage excuse that is. And it is garbage. That's trash. That's trash, right? So anyway, Kevin Feige is really not happy about that. He says he's embarrassed, according to this individual. And he says that, or the statement here is that there's a feeling that the company did not do enough to make it right with one of Marvel's biggest stars. And that's true. The thing is that this puts a massive PR blotch on Marvel and Disney, and this is what this is the worst part of it. Is it's not the money. Disney can handle themselves monetarily wise, but it's the PR. It's the PR. This is one of the big stars that's been pushing the femme superhero agenda. Right? She has. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying that this is who they've been leading the charge with. Black Widow. Yeah, she's sexy and deadly, and she's now got her own origin story or solo movie, and she was one of the original Avengers, and boom, now she's suing them because Disney blames McCovid. It looks bad. It looks terrible. It's real bad. It's a joke, basically. So in the What I'm Hearing newsletter from former The Hollywood Reporter editor Matthew Baloney, Feige apparently lobbied Disney to keep Black Widow a theatrical-only release to not upset Johansson. I mean, this is a swan song, isn't it? What a bad swan song to go out on now. Now, Feige is a company man and not prone to corporate showdowns or shouting matches. But I'm told he's angry and embarrassed. This I clipped from IGN because I'm not signed up to this newsletter and I don't want them to have my details. And they did not put the "and not prone." I mean, he's not going to be prone to corporate showdowns or shouting matches, is he? Let's be honest, as a company man. But apparently he's angry and embarrassed, Baloney reports. He lobbied Disney against the day and date plan for Black Widow, preferring the big screen exclusivity and not wanting to upset his talent. Well, that makes sense. It makes sense from multiple angles because McCovid's not an excuse. because COVID wasn't the reason why other movies have been, you know, failing or other movies have been successful. They've just been shit movies. Now, agreeably, right, I'll have to say this, is that this movie probably wouldn't have done very well if it was released. It would have got a little bit more money, understandably so, because there's more people going out to watch it in a theatre than there are at home in, you know, on their TV. So it would have got more money, but it's not a very fantastic movie. So it wouldn't have had the word of mouth that other Marvel movies do anyway. So at the end of the day, him saying, yeah, no, we should have pushed it out, makes sense, because they still would have got more money. Admittedly, it's not a good movie, so it wouldn't have done particularly well anyway, but you can see my point. Anyway, furthermore, the report says that when the shit hit the fan, the movie started tanking and Johansson's team threatened litigation. Feige tried to get Disney to make this right with her. And they should, just for PR. Oh, femme superheroes? Oh, apparently Disney doesn't care about them. I mean, we know they don't care about them. But from a public relations standpoint, it looks terrible. It looks real bad. Oh, you know, that character that we finally got her solo movie in. Yeah, well, COVID got in the way of her actual contract. Like, go away. And again, the greatest example of this is, guys, that when you're employed now to work at a checkout, for instance, if people don't come in your shop and buy the products that you're selling, the employer just chooses to pay you less and says, well, yeah, but COVID. I mean, you'd be up in uproar. It's just a joke. Anyway, Scarlett Johansson, who's played Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow, since 2010, filed a lawsuit against Disney alleging the company intentionally breached her contract when it decided to put Black Widow day and date in theatres as well as on Disney Premier Access. According to Johansson's legal team, a large portion of her salary actually depended on the box office performance for Black Widow, and when it was decided the film would also premiere on streaming, Disney failed to renegotiate her contract. That's the thing. She would have signed up to that going, oh, well, it'll probably make this much money, therefore that's my time. Cool, no worries. So now she signed up to a movie with that in her contract and gone, but they're changing it. I mean, that makes sense. I'd be annoyed too. I'd be really annoyed, actually. And this is the thing. The IGN articles, IGN's terrible, but they note Johansson is one of the most important actors in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which Feige has spent over a decade building. Given how much the two have worked together, Feige's stance isn't too surprising. I mean, look, if he didn't come out and say something, all the other actors are going to be going, yeah, nah, this company's not so great. Why would I want to work with them? You know, like, they have to maintain some peace with their talent. So anyway, there you go, ladies and gents. What do you think? Let me know down below. I will be fascinated to see how this transpires, because the lawsuit, what the attorney came out and said was fight and talk. So if this happens, this will be interesting. And then in this article, this newsletter, there was also a whisper of Emma Stone wanting to sue as well. I don't think that will happen because she's already had her sequel greenlit. Johansson's gone. She's gone. Why wouldn't she sue? Emma Stone has a vested interest in not suing. But it'll be interesting to see how this transpires and where it goes. So let me know what you think down below. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. Cheers, guys. Take care.